Thank you, More. Thank you, Chris. Hello, everyone. We would like to welcome you to our very first Image Center Wellness Series. Happy, healthy holidays. And to get us started off and centered for today, I'm going to share a video and then Chris will take it away.
I have it queued if you'd rather me share it, Kiana.
I see it play.
Oh, you've got to share your sound.
Yeah. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone.
I don't hear any sound.
Kiana, can you hear us? There we go.
Hello?
Connect with your body.
Hello?
There we go.
All right, and then let's
Hi.
start it from the top
Welcome
here.
to today's
Hi,
guided
I'm
meditation.
Chioke Hassan.
Hi,
And
can
you
you
are-
just mute for a moment?
National
We're about to show a
Relaxation Day.
presentation.
We're going to take some time to let go of any stress and worries. Just be present in our bodies and remind ourselves of what is true in this moment. Begin in a comfortable position with eyes closed. Connect with your body, feeling where you are in space. Take a deep breath in and send yourself gratitude for finding the time in your busy day to relax. And deep breath out, letting go of any stress and worries from the day. Allow yourself to sit with any negative feelings you may be moving through right now. Where do you feel them in your body? Breathe into that space deeply. And as you release your breath, let go of your worries. Imagine them floating away, being carried far away by your breath. Let go a little more each time you breathe. Breathing in and out. In and out. Connect again with your breath feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Breathing in and out. In and out. Come back again to your body, feeling where you are in space. Move about in any way that feels good. And whenever you are ready, slowly open your eyes.
If you have an
All right, Kiana or Chris?
Okay, well, thank you, Kiana, for that that exercise. I love that. I got a chance to watch that as we were planning for it, and watched it actually several times, and it was a wonderful opportunity to just center myself during work days that were particularly chaotic. And I'll go ahead and put that YouTube link in the chat. And I guess I really like that just exercise that would be maybe just an easy little thing to watch and enjoy doing. So it's now my honor and pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for today as we talk about wellness and mental health. And we kick off our image wellness series with a conversation around healthy, happy holidays. Our speaker has been a friend of the disability community in Maryland and a friend of the Image Center and a friend of mine for many years. She's a disability advocate and a social worker and a musician I mean, she does all the things and she's great at all of them. So I mean, what can I say? It's hard to even capture the essence of our speaker in a brief introduction of her. I think you read her credentials and her bio as you registered for this meeting, so it would be easy to say that she has a bachelor's and a master's in social work from Morgan State University, both with honors. She has uh, founded InspEYEre Consulting, which is a wonderful consulting firm that works with uh, people with disabilities on their mental health. She is also now working directly with the Maryland Department of Rehabilitation Services, DORS, as a vocational rehabilitation specialist. And I'm sure she might touch on what she does there in that position. But I might say on a personal note that she is a great friend to have when your life is just going all kinds of sideways, because she's just a pillar of strength and faith who is one of those people who reminds you that everything is going to be okay and work out in the end. So she is just the perfect person to have to talk about this topic as a person and as a professional. We know that we didn't really have to plan much in having her talk. We just had to have her come and give her the time, and she would be there and she would just take the ball and run with it. Now, as we honor our speakers' requests always, we we honor her request to be introduced with a little a special song, which is particularly special to her and her family. So let's kick off this presentation with some Carla Thomas.
Hello there, Merry Christmas, how you been? Gee, it's so good to talk to you again. It's been a long, long time, and explain why you crossed my mind. I guess it's just to wish you a Merry Christmas. My best friend's having a party and everybody's going. I know it's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, by the way, it's snowing. It's been a long, long time. Can't explain why you crossed my mind. I guess it's just to say, gee whiz, it's Christmas. It's funny that I haven't thought to call you before. And why is it I haven't seen you around anymore? Another year has passed and I can't erase the memory of your smiling face. So I had to call you up and say, gee whiz, it's Christmas. So don't forget the party that we're throwing. The warm fire from the fireplace will be glowing. It's been a long, long time. I still can't figure out why you crossed my mind. I guess it's just to say, gee whiz, it's Christmas. I'm wishing you a have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Gee whiz, have a Merry, Merry
1.18 inches. Zoom meeting. To move to an item. Zoom meeting. Audio settings.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Audio
We
settings.
can.
You guys, first I want to say
We
happy.
sure can.
Thank you. I want to recognize all of the holidays. There's Kwanzaa, there's Hanukkah. There's a numerous amount of holidays going on this season. So to whichever you celebrate, happy holidays to you. I personally celebrate Christmas. That song that you heard has significant meaning to me, and I will discuss that meaning later on in the presentation. As Chris said, my name is Miranda Williams. I am an original Georgia peach, you guys, living in Maryland, where I'm trying to plant my own peach orchard. I think we started planting some seeds here. You guys, Chris have already told you I'm a mental health social worker, graduated from Morgan State University consecutively 2021 and 2022. But despite having those initials behind my name,
Sunshine King has
I was given the gift of service, and
Sunshine King.
the way I choose to serve is to serve my community that I belong to, any way I possibly can. So therefore, I'm here today to assist in how to manage all kinds of stress and emotions during the holiday season, because I myself have them, and I'm pretty sure everyone else does too, because we're human, right? Right. Okay. So we're going to do one thing first before we get started. If you can grab a piece of paper or grab your phones or something that you can jot down some notes with really quickly. Give you 5 seconds. You ready? And please feel free to come off of mute, you guys, because I am totally blind. I don't know if anyone knows or if it's been mentioned, but I identify as blind, hearing impaired, and have partial paralysis. I am visual description. I am an African American female, locks in my hair, medium brown complexion, and yeah, that's visual description today.
Sunshine King.
Has everyone gotten something to jot down some notes with? Yes? No? Maybe so?
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right. Thank
Yes.
you. So the first thing I want you to do, you guys, is think of 3 songs that makes you happy, that makes you smile, that makes you go, oh my God, I just want to get up and dance. And feel free to shout out your number 1 song.
Net tray with cooking wait. Net tray with
All that audio.
Do they have to be Christmas songs, Miranda?
They do not have to be Christmas songs at all. I just want
Okay.
your top 3 favorite songs that you
Love.
love, that makes you smile, that have a significant reason to you.
Summer to
Anyone want to throw out their first song?
I'll throw out mine. It's
Yes, ma'am.
Flashlight by Parliament.
Oh, come on. I love it. Anybody else has a favorite song?
This is
Hello?
Kiana.
Yes, ma'am.
Mine's is Happy by Pharrell.
Oh, okay. Because I'm happy. Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, my name is Chioke Hassan.
Okay.
Oh, boy, Thriller, Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay, Thriller. Okay. Anybody else? One more.
Yes, it is.
Favorite?
Sure. This is Lynette,
Passport.
and one of my favorites that was on my spirit today
Yes, ma'am.
is Sing by the Carpenters,
Oh,
because my mommy used to sing it to me all the time.
come on, sing. We showing our ages here. I'm just saying. But thank you. You guys, that's one of my favorite friends in the world. Hi, Lynette. Okay. One more person. Somebody give me one more song.
This is Chris. Everybody dance now. Gonna make you sweat. CNC Music
Everybody
Factory.
dance now. We're gonna sweat on that one. Okay. Thank you for that, you guys. Later on, I'm gonna show you the significance of doing that for me as well. Next, hands-on activity or written activity. Write down 3 things that is an activity that brings you joy, something that you like to do. And I guess while you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to tell you my favorite song. It is Waging War by CeCe Winans.
Ooh, yeah.
That's my everything song.
I love that song.
I love it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
What was that question again?
Say it again, please.
What was that question again, Miranda?
What was the question? The question was,
Yes.
write down 3 of your favorite activities or things to do. Got it?
Yes.
All right, awesome. And if you have it down, and anyone who has not spoken, please let me hear your voice. Tell me about one thing on your list that you like to do.
This is Imani, and I like to sing.
Come on, Imani. You want to give us a little bit?
No.
Thank you, Imani.
Hi, Imani. It's Chioke.
Hi.
Imani?
Hi, how are you?
Imani, hey, how you been? Hey, could you turn your camera on for me, please? No.
So this is Hindley. One of the things I really enjoy doing is reading.
Okay, Hindley. What was the last book you read?
Oh goodness.
If I put you on the spot, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It was over the weekend. It was The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway.
Okay.
Not a great holiday read, but
it is if you read it. Ernest Hemingway. Oh my God. One of the great classics. One more person want to tell me something that they like to do?
Clara.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Clara.
So, three things I really enjoy doing. I enjoy practicing yoga. I enjoy singing and playing piano, playing musical instruments. And then I really enjoy DJing.
Okay, DJ. Oh, I need to throw a party. Where are you at?
I am right here in Maryland. I moved here recently.
All right. Well, welcome to Maryland.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you guys for your participation.
You're welcome.
One of the most exciting things that I like to do that I think is exciting is bake, especially during the holidays. I don't know, it just really brings me joy.
Okay.
Okay.
You good to go? Yeah.
We do have a bit of a presentation. Chris, if you want to put that up on the screen for those who can see. And we're going to follow down. We're going to talk about how to manage stress and our mental health during the holiday season. Because life happens, right? Life be lifing. That's what I read on Facebook. But we're going to see some different ways of how we get through life or make it better, because life is tough, but it can be better. As a kid, I was taught that, we have these basic emotions: feeling sad, feeling happy, feeling angry. But there's so much more to our emotions than those basic emotions. And we have to find a way to regulate them. And so when we do that, we find different activities or different things to release some of those emotions. And these things that we find are called coping mechanisms. And coping mechanisms is just a really fancy political correct term that basically means finding something to release your energy of those built up emotions positively. That's the key word: positively and effectively. So we're going to talk about some of those emotions. And the first one is anxiety. Anxiety can show up in so many different ways, but especially around the holidays. Oh my God, I'm running out of time to do things. I don't have enough money to buy what I really want to buy my family member or significant other. Oh my God, am I going to be able to perform well in my choir or at school or during term season? What is this? I just got to graduate. What is it? Semester, end of semester courses. So anxiety shows up in so many different ways. So how do we get through it? I'm glad you asked. So the first thing is deep breathing. And you're going to see this show up in almost every one of our emotions because it works. Our beginning exercise was the perfect prelude to this exercise. And it simply is 4, 5, 6. Some people might know it as 4, 7, 8, but it's very easy with 4, 5, 6. You're going to breathe in through your nose for 4 counts. You're going to hold it for 5 counts. And you're going to exhale through your mouth for 6 counts, releasing all of the bad energy, all of the nerves, all of the jitters. And it works. It's a very effective calming coping mechanism to deal with anxiety. Everybody got it? Want to try it? Are you guys nodding your head? Yes, no, maybe so? Okay.
Yes.
I do.
Okay.
I need it after that, all that setup stuff.
Right. So in through your nose for 4 counts. Let's try it. Hold for 5. Exhale for 6. Let it all out. And whenever you feel like your anxiety is going through the roof, or even it's just upsetting just a little bit, just to take that calming, inhaling, hold, and exhaling breath can alleviate so much negative vibes, because that's what we're calling it these days, vibes. The next thing, social media is everywhere, right? So we're gonna tap into the social media for positive things. We, when anxiety comes up, watch a funny video. YouTube, what is this stuff? Instagram, Facebook, anywhere that you can find something hilarious or something to make you smile. My boss, she likes to watch kitty cats. So she sent me this little cartoon kitty cat, and it was singing a very special happy birthday thing. And it was so cute. And I just giggled and smiled, and it just released a lot of anxiety I had about with a client for that day. So laughter is a great coping mechanism for anything negative. Agree? Yes, no, maybe so? Okay, we're going to say you agree. Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you. And the reason why I had you guys write down your favorite songs is because our third thing for helping to alleviate anxiety is to find your favorite go-to song. This can be a fast song, this can be a slow song, this can be an inspirational, a spiritual, a religious, whatever you can get out of that song. For me, one of my calming songs is Rise Up by Andrea Day. It's a very soothing tempo. It has a very positive message, and it helps me to remember why I'm put on this earth and why I do what I do. So find or create a playlist on your phone, on YouTube, and listen to that music. Music is around us for a reason. It helps us express emotions that we are feeling that we can't put into words, but someone else did. So keep in mind those 3 favorite songs that you have and use them whenever you need to. Our next emotion is loneliness. Loneliness can definitely show up for the holidays, and from a personal experience, I lost my sight on Christmas Day, December the 25th. I lost my grandmother on Christmas Day, December the 25th. A lot of stuff happened around the November, December months for me, and most people will call it seasonal depression. Especially during COVID and everything like that. Loneliness was one of the major emotions, one of the major results of COVID, feeling isolated, not having that connection. So some coping mechanisms to deal with that is to reach out to others. Pick a day, a set day. So you'll know to do this consistently, to reach out to someone. And reaching out can be via telephone, social media, in person, and have a conversation, have a meetup, which is points 1 or 2. 2, have a meetup. And this meetup doesn't necessarily mean you have to spend money or anything. It can be going to a green space, a park, and having a conversation. And you just really don't know how much being around other people who are positive, and who maybe just need to have that physical touch or that physical presence in their space to be able to alleviate the symptoms of loneliness.
Something you like to pick one day of the week to share a joke, video.
Another way is to, again, sharing is caring. Share a joke, a video, something that makes you smile. Like I said, my boss loves kitty cats, so she shared with me this kitty cat singing happy birthday or something. It made me smile. So that's another way to try to alleviate loneliness. And my third one, again, is the meetups. Find a group of people who have the same interest as you. And that's a common ground where you can start off a conversation and find awesome people. Miss Lynette here on this call with me today. We met in church and we bonded over some other things that she had going on in her life, and it helped me to open up about something that was going on in my life that I didn't know I had anyone to speak about too. And so she showed up and helped me alleviate some of that loneliness and anxiety that was going on related to that situation. So no one knows you need help unless you say something about it. There's this old song, Lean on Me. Not gonna sing it, but no one can feel those are your needs if you don't let them show. Which is, I think, is a direct quote from that song. Any questions so far? Because you guys, I can keep talking, and I talk with my hands, so I'm sorry. Any questions so far?
Yes, I got a question. Which Lean on Me are you referring to? You might have to sing it.
Oh, no, ma'am. You're not going to get me with that one. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Claire speaking. This is Lean on Me by Bill Withers.
Okay,
Thank you
DJ.
very much.
You are so
Miranda, that's
You might
I'm
not
not
sing it,
sure.
but
Is
I
it
might play it at the end.
She just tried to get me to sing, you guys. I caught her ploy really quickly. It was not happening today. Maybe tomorrow. But that's how we bonded, you guys. We were on our praise and worship team at a church that we were going to, and found our love of singing, our love of our spirituality, religion, and of having fun. So when you make those connections with someone, that can definitely alleviate loneliness. Friendships are one of the most common grounds to alleviating depression, loneliness, anxiety, feeling overwhelmed, when you can just know that you can have that person to call and say, hey, look, this is what's happening. Can we go get some pizza? You know, it works. It really does.
All done. Audience.
Excuse me. Another thing, another emotion, grief is an emotion, you guys, and grief does not have a specific time period to get over. I don't care who tells you differently. It does not. My grandmother passed in 2013. I still will never, as long as I am living, be over not having my maternal grandmother here. And that song that you heard first, Gee Whiz's Christmas by Carla Thomas, my grandmother used to have a record player, and she used to have Christmas songs on what back then was called a 45. It's like it's your record. It's your prehistoric version of a CD. And she used to play those songs for Christmas, and I used to be in the kitchen with her, helping her cook and sing her those songs. I was my grandmother's singer. All of her granddaughters were, and she met us singing church. So singing is a way that I remember my grandmother. Is something that we did together, and that's how I remember her. So that was one of the significant reasons for that song this morning.
Clara.
Yes.
So one of the things I do, it's a little bit different than what a lot of you might do. I practice
online already.
I practice yoga and meditation for a number of reasons, but one of the things that I have found really does help me is chanting.
I
And
wonder if it was
so
better.
I've done different chants to help me with different situations.
Would anybody else like to share what are some of the coping techniques
Claire,
that they
I do the same thing. This is Sunshine.
Yes, ma'am.
And I do Qigong. I do deep breath energy work and different mantras also. So yes.
Yep, I'm the same way. I do the deep breathing. I practice the yoga and the meditation. I practice meditation daily, and I practice yoga all the time. And it really does help me, and I do a lot of the chanting.
See?
Awesome.
You never know what's going to happen. Would anybody else like to share what they do?
I want to add something.
Yes, sir. Hi, Uncle Toodle.
What's up, there, love? I meditate regularly. I've been meditating for over 30 plus years, and I also journal regularly.
With Miranda.
It really,
Like pay
I
attention
think it really makes a difference by keeping me more aware.
I said, okay, well, let me pay attention to the Zoom that I've been on with Miranda.
Ooh.
Yes.
I think someone might be unmuted.
Tell us a little bit more
muted.
about it. Yeah, you need to tell us a little bit more about that thing.
Lynette, let's try to mute.
This is Carol Miranda.
Yes, ma'am.
I use prayer as a touch point in my life. Just releasing and grasping hold of, God. And I also meditate as well. So those are my two things.
Okay, awesome.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
This is Andre.
Hi, Andre.
Yeah, I'm enjoying your meeting, you all's meeting. But my biggest stress reliever or coping mechanism is pretty much staying busy, no matter what it is. A lot of times I, go to the gym and work out or, make music, cook, all the above.
Awesome.
I like that.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to share before I move on?
Yeah. Y'all hear me?
Yes. Hi, Dominique.
Hello. Hey, everybody. So I was going to add on what you guys were saying earlier about the methods and stuff. Music wise, listening to something on YouTube like 528 hertz to up like those higher frequency type music, listening to that throughout the day while you're working, doing whatever you're doing, it'll help out with the energy around you. Also, you can use that stuff for meditation as well. I personally work with people on past life regressions and just in general stuff that they are having trouble with. We go through certain stuff and figure out what the cause is and fix it. Also, I sing and do produce music as well too. So that's another form of therapy as well too. So
Thank you for sharing. You guys, I'm a little overwhelmed. I got some of my family members and friends on here. Oh, y'all make me cry. Okay.
Wait,
So
I have one.
yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Chioke Hassan. Yeah, with the loneliness and stuff. I agree with you guys. I like I sometimes do go out to social outings like Club 1111. You ever heard of them?
I have not, but I'm pretty sure someone has.
League for People with Disabilities. They've
Oh,
worked with
okay.
the Image Center before.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, and
Those.
I've also yes, I also with people on the Go Maryland advocacy group.
Mm.
Uh, and also trying to meet people. Also, I to get my anxiety and stuff down. I use mindfulness. You ever heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, using mindfulness is a good thing.
Yes.
And I do agree with you with watching the videos and stuff because there are some things that have made me sad because I was close to my grandmother and my grandfather and they've passed on and it still does get to me sometimes. Where sometimes I can't look at old photos of them,
Mm.
especially late at night.
Right.
I
Thank
understand what you're going.
Thank you for sharing. Um, so keeping with the grief, um, when you're feeling grief, the first thing I want you to remember is you don't have to pretend that you're not okay. It's
Mm.
okay. There's a whole slogan. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay. You have to get those emotions out and those feelings out. Again, the key word here is in a positive manner. You don't have to hide yourself or hide your feelings to um pretend that you're okay because again, no one knows your needs unless you let them show.
Mm.
And sometimes I just have to I let it out. I have to cry and I'm okay with crying. I'm okay with how my feelings feel. I'm okay with being sad sometimes. I'm okay with being quiet sometimes. I'm not this upbeat, bubbly person every day. It may look like that to some people, but everyone has their down days, and it's okay to have those down days. It's okay to not be okay. Again, do something that you love doing with the person. For me, again, that was baking and singing with my grandmother. And thank you. And then I believe Mr. Tootle touched on our third point for us is journaling or writing down, or since he's a little older, we're going to bring it up to today's usage with the technology. Send them a text message. I have an entire thread in my phone that is dedicated to my grandmother. And it's on days that I'm missing her, I send her a text message. And some people may think that it's unorthodox or you're just a little um it's a little much sometimes, but it's not. It's perfectly normal. It's just a new way of doing something that benefits you. Instead of writing it down on a paper, send them a text message. My brother passed in 2019. I still send his text message. I still send text messages to his number to let him know about his children and things of that nature. And it's just my way of coping with my brother's loss. So, writing it down in some form or fashion will help get out some of your emotions related to grief and loneliness and overwhelmness. Um, Sadness is a common emotion that everybody knows about. Um, and sometimes if our sadness is not addressed, it can lead into depression and much more challenging emotions that we may or may not know how to transition out of. So, a lot of the times, the first thing that I want you to know is that sometimes we definitely need to question our negative thoughts. Um, so this can be a touchy subject, such as suicide, or it can be just a basic subject, as self-esteem or low self-esteem with someone saying, "Oh, you're not so pretty," or "You're ugly," or something, someone saying something negative to you, and you're starting to question yourself. the main thing you need to do is question yourself to see if there's any validity or truth to what that other person is saying. And 9 times out of 10, it's not any truth. Or is that person being negative because they are having challenges with their own mental health or their own self-image. So just make sure that we try to keep a positive outlook on thoughts in life and find a silver lining in everything, because it is. No matter what you go through, there's a silver lining in everything. Anybody have anything to say or comments? Yes, no, maybe so. No? Okay, we're keeping going. So the second thing when you're feeling sad is to pick a go-to booster. Some people choose food, which is a positive, and sometimes there's a comfort food, but overindulging is one of those things that we have to be careful from. This is a slippery line. And mine is sweets. So sometimes when I'm feeling sad, the first thing I hit is some chocolate. And it gives me that boost, or like, thank you God for making chocolate and cocoa beans and all of that good stuff. Now let's see what I can bake with this chocolate. Or again, music, something that's immediately at your hand that you can boost your mood, boost your spirit. Miss Lady who said she plays Flash. That's a mood booster. Any kind of dance now, something to get up and move and get that energy out and just makes you smile. Another major emotion is anger. Anybody want to tell me something that they do to alleviate anger that's positive?
Alda, audio.
Yes, no,
This
maybe so.
this is Kiana.
Yes, ma'am.
I went axe throwing and it was pretty fun.
I did that as well, and yeah, I hit a target maybe about one time, but the rest went into the walls and in the ceilings and stuff. But it was very, very stress relieving. I mean, it was awesome.
Yes, it was.
It was like it's just okay, yeah, that works though. A lot of the people, I know a few individuals that box on a punching bag, MMA, whatever it is to release that negative. If you have to punch, let's please punch appropriate stuff. I can't say inanimate object because punching the wall is not necessarily adequate, you know. But please, let's do pillows or punching bags or something like that, or axe throwing.
Has joined the meeting.
Axe throwing in an appropriate axe throwing setting. Let's not randomly throw axes outside. Let's not do that, okay?
And don't play with knives either.
That part. No knives either. No knives either. Remember the key. Definitely no guns.
This is Chris.
Yes, Chris.
So I I often find that especially lately when I'm angry, I have to address, if I'm going to be positive about it, I have to address what I'm angry about. Otherwise, even if I get less angry, I'm still going to be thinking about it, and it's still going to bother me. And so that's where it goes back to, I think Tootle was talking about journaling, and you were talking about journaling earlier. And so I'll, write something about it, or somebody suggested to me even what did she call a voice journal, like it doesn't have to go anywhere, but you can just record something in your own voice if you're not a writer. You can just put something on your phone or something, as long as you um, get it out somewhere. Now, she suggested to me that it become a podcast at some point. It doesn't belong. My voice journal doesn't belong to the public.
Right.
But
It's
at
not rated
all.
E for everybody at all.
Yeah.
But it's a way to get it out, and you can go back and play it and listen to it and like, was it really that important for me to get upset about, or
Yeah.
what could I have done? It's a way to hold accountability. What could I have done
Right.
to alleviate that situation? And
Total.
that, yes, sir.
But by Chris mentioning the part about the voice, that is just that's just another type of journaling, and I might have missed out on part of the conversation, but I'm a laughter yoga instructor, and I deal with a lot of older people, and I tell them use your telephone.
From child
because
has gone to everyone.
we all carry our telephone around with us, and everybody got a passcode on it, so nobody else is going to ever hear what you got on there. So rather than worrying about writing it, just use your telephone.
From child.
But the most important part is to get it out, because that is something that happens. Rather than just throwing things around in my head, that is something there's a miracle that takes place when our thoughts are brought into the sunlight. And even if I'm the only one listening at them, but I'm no longer just throwing them around. I'm no longer bouncing them around in my head.
Right. And that's the whole thing about this part of this presentation. There's not a wrong way to do it. It's always an individual's choice. As long as it's positive, the method doesn't matter. I usually go by my brand name, which is InspEYEre, and the tagline to that is making minor adjustments for major transformations. And that's only to say that to alleviate this stuff, we only have to do one small thing differently that can create a positive outcome or a major change in something that we're doing. And if it takes finding an alternative to writing, or finding an alternative to expressing our emotions in a negative way, then let's do that, because we're going to feel better about it in the long run, and it's going to create positive coping habits, mechanisms for us to depend on when we feel like there's no one there, or there's no hope. So this minor thing that we're doing today, talking about today, is going to be essential to our mental health for a long run. Thank you for sharing. So when you're doing anger, a lot of the time people say step away, and they say when you step away, it can be toxic. It's not. Step away. If you have to step away, because it gives you that moment to start doing something, yoga or laughing or something that's going to distract you just for a second about what's happening in that moment. And that moment away is going to allow some clarity to seep in, hopefully, and to be able to eliminate that situation. And like Chris said, it has to be addressed, because if it's not addressed in that moment, not in that moment, but if it's not addressed soon, it's going to continue to fester. So please address whatever it is. And if you have to do that via voice, via writing, or whatever, address, and then assess, what did I do in this situation? Let's have accountability. So we're going to move to overwhelm. Overwhelming, you guys, is the same thing as anxiety almost. So outside of everything that we've already talked about taking deep breaths or stepping away, the only other thing is to prioritize, make lists. go from the most important to the least important. Make those lists and start breaking them down into smaller tasks. We've heard this all our life related to homework, assignments in school, whatever it is. It works. We just need to start utilizing it. And again, if you can't write or don't want to write or hate writing, let's just start using our phones, our voice recorders, anything that we can utilize to help us make the list or notations that we need that we can go back to later.
Page 2.
And so this whole thing was related to holiday stress and mental stability during the holidays. And the first one on that, again, is making a list. During the holidays, I have so much stuff that I have to think about. What am I going to cook for dinner? What am I going to get my significant other? What am I going to do about going home because I live out of state? My family is out of state back home in Georgia. What am I going to do about this, that, and third? How am I going to afford the ticket to go home? How it's just so much stuff that I think about during the holidays that it gets overwhelming. It gets stressful. And I, I don't know how to handle it sometimes. Like, I'm being completely transparent. So one way to do that is I started prioritizing and putting things in the list. What am I going to do this holiday season for Christmas? Am I going to go home? Then breaking it down into more simplistic notations where I can easily handle it instead of doing this big assignment, because you have so much other stuff in life that's going on. If you have to worry about your job, have to worry about setting up transportation, have to worry about kids, family members, any and everything that you have to do, now you have this holiday stress added to it. Make a list. Do what Santa does. Then check it twice. I'm just saying, if he can make lists, why can't I? Another thing to try to help alleviating stress is to spread holiday cheer.
Sabrina Crosby has left the meeting.
This cheer can be displayed in so many different ways. Go caroling. That part. Give out toys. Volunteer somewhere. Because there's no greater way to alleviate holiday stress than to serve for me. I don't know what that may look like for you, but to put a smile on someone else's face is the best kind of cheer that I can give.
Consider volunteering this holiday. Give what you can.
Give what you can. This used to be my overwhelming challenge during the holidays. I can't afford to give anybody a gift. I can't afford to do this. I can't afford to do that. And it put me into stress. So the way that I decided to alleviate that was to start making things homemade or offering my acts of service. Acts of service is a part of love language. So once you see where there's a need, everything does not have to cost anything. And it took me an adult to realize that. Some people just appreciate a nice homemade meal, of coming in and helping them clean up their house. Coming in, helping them clean up their house, or doing going on a walk with someone, having a phone conversation. These small things are acts of service, and they are more valuable than anything that you're going to get from the mall or Walmart or wherever you may go. I promise you.
Everyone that Thanksgiving dressing told me you love me.
I was invited to my friend Lynette's house for Thanksgiving, and her love language was she reached out to me because I didn't go home for Thanksgiving and invited me into her home with her family. And the way I showed that I love was to make homemade dressing for the family, which is what she just put in the text box. Number 4, don't sweat the small stuff. Y'all, stuff is really micro compared to the macro part of stuff. Micro is really, really small. Macro is really, really big. Don't sweat it. Everything does not deserve your hard focus. If something doesn't get done on that day at that time, it doesn't matter. There's another day, there's another minute, unless it's job related and you're about to get fired. But other than that, it doesn't matter. And a lot of time, it doesn't even really matter about the job. Let's just try to make sure that we keep things in focus. And if it's small, and let it stay small. My grandmother used to say, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. If it's small, leave it there. It can keep.
Give yourself grace.
Give yourself grace.
5. Take time for yourself.
Take time for yourself. Another saying is you can't pour water from an empty glass. You cannot pour water from an empty glass. You cannot help anyone else. You cannot provide for anyone else. You cannot be anything else if you're not replenished, if you're not rested, if you're not coping well, if you're not doing your best. You can't provide your best to someone else for them to be their best. If you've ever flown, the first thing they tell you is when the oxygen thing drops from the ceiling is to put on your mask first before you help anyone else. There's a reason for that. You can't help anyone else if you're not there at your best to help. And I also like to add to the water situation. Even if we have water in our glass, if we think we have water in our cup, we have to be careful what's in our cup, because sometimes our water can be toxic. What we think we're doing with our best interest may not always be. So be careful what you're pouring into someone else. Be careful what you're pouring into someone else.
Stretch yourself. 6. Take time off.
Take time off. Whatever take time off means to you, and whatever it looks like to you, in a positive way where it's not going to negatively impact someone else or something that you're doing or a project you're on, take time to step away, to breathe, and to rest and recuperate, and then come back to it. And that's all I'm gonna say about that one, because it's pretty self-explanatory. Set a budget. Set a budget. You guys, if you have a budget, set it, stick to it, and don't worry about extending yourself in that way, because holidays are only here once a year. You give love, you give gifts all during the year. There's no reason for us to go broke and worry about it for one day. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Think of alternative. 8. Indulge and balance.
Indulge and balance. So indulging in balance is, oh Lord, I know I need to lose weight, but it's holidays and I want me a piece of that red velvet cake. Have that piece of red velvet cake. But exercise. Throw in a 30-minute walk. Go do something else. But don't deny yourself, because if you deny yourself, you're gonna feel worse than you did if you would have just had the piece of cake, but had the cake in moderation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Find a way to work in some help you love. 9. Have fun.
9. Have fun. Just do it. Get out and do it. Just go. If you want to have fun, do it. Find someone to do it with you, or do it by yourself. The best part that I've had is in my living room with some music turned on, and I'm dancing like nobody's watching. Dance, do it, have fun like nobody's watching, because you only have one life to live.
Whatever you blank.
And
Exercise.
10 was exercise. Get up, do it, move. Moving is what we do. We need to do it. Our bodies were made to move. So get up and move. Dance like nobody's watching. And that's all I got, y'all.
Thank you, Miranda.
Thank you, Miranda.
Stop screen share.
All right.
Yes, thank you so much. Really good presentation. Very good.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
You're welcome.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
Chris,
You're
Kiana, do you want
welcome.
to close us out?
All right. Thank you so much, Miranda. we have.
What's your name, sir? Christopher?
Chris. Yep, Christopher or Chris.
Chris, could you
so-
send this presentation in my email, please?
Yeah, we actually are going to put this up on our blog. That'll be our Christmas Day blog post, a recap of the event, including the recording of it. So, so watch out for that. As you should watch out for all of our weekly blog posts in our image wellness series. See what I did there? So
I sent it in your chat.
All right, thank you.
My email address.
All right, so Kiana, not sure what you want to do. I know we had planned for a little open forum. Do you want
So
to?
unfortunately, I'm just going to pause this here. The captioner did leave at 3 o'clock. So
Okay.
for accessibility reasons, we are not able to continue with the event into future modules. So we probably should close it out here.
Okay.
So
When
I
are
don't
you guys
know.
gonna have any more calls?
Yes, we are. We'll have some calls and the announcements are going to go out.
Yeah. So when we could have a future call to talk more about this, because this is a good topic for us to have and talk more about.
Absolutely.
So, Kiana, do you have any final words? And then we can close out.
No, we definitely can close out. I sent you a text saying that we did not need to do.
You're Kiana.
Just a second,
Hi.
Chioke.
I'm
Yeah,
Chioke.
Yes. I sent you a text saying we did not need to do another thing. This was so wonderful, Miranda. Thank you. And thank you all for coming. And you know, be on the lookout for our other you know, like series you know, that'll be coming up. I hope you all can join us and you know, have a great day. And like Chris said, don't forget to check out our blog.
Okay.
Thank you all so much for
Great
joining
job,
us.
Miranda. Great job. Thank you all. This was great.
Awesome.